Hello. I wanted to record a video about the energy that we're in at the moment because it's quite immense. And I held a circle on Friday night at the studio, and there were nearly 20 of us there. So it feels like a really magic energy. And I just wanted to share it with you all. And actually, it might just be my friend Eve watching this because she said, Katie, if you make a YouTube channel, I'm going to watch it. And then I realised that we already have a YouTube channel, so that's already happening. And yeah, this is where you'll be watching this. So it's been we're still in January, so the year hasn't really fully begun yet, and it feels to me like we're still in this kind of holding period, in this like in-betweeny phase. And that's definitely like going to be reflected this year with the astrology because even though Pluto, the planet on the outer edges of our solar system, which is said to be the doorway to our subconscious and the shadow realms, even though Pluto has now moved out of Capricorn into Aquarius, he is going to go back again later this year in September and then fully land in Aquarius, I think, towards the end of November. And then he'll stay there for 20 years. So, that's like a really huge chunk of time that he will stay there. But we're still kind of a little bit in this, it feels like we're sort of testing the waters, and, we have got a foot in two territories, a little bit in earth and a little bit in air. And actually, that's a really nice way to lead into what I wanted to talk about today, because that's what we were working with on Friday, and this ability to hold like seemingly opposing energies within us. And there was lots of symbolism. There were loads of threads. So this was actually I'm just going to show this to you. This was my sheet that I was working with. I literally had so many threads in the lead up to Circle on Friday. I felt a little bit like a jellyfish. But the ones that I wanted to talk about today link to unicorns and lions. So on Saturday, one of the stars in the unicorn constellation was doing a little bit of a dance in the sky. And I'm not an astrologer, so I don't know all of the technical terms. But it was, it was a force, and it was there. We will have felt the energy of that star. And then on Wednesday or Thursday of this week, we have a full moon incoming in the sign of Leo, which is the sign of the lion. And so I had a little bit of a look in the lead up to Friday because I was intrigued about this symbolism. And I started to read that let me find my notes, when a unicorn and a lion are seen together, it can symbolize a union between the feminine. So the unicorn is said to symbolize the more feminine energy, the white, the lunar, with the masculine, the lion, the golden, the solar energy. And these two aspects of our dual nature. And this symbolism can also represent alchemical marriage, which is said to be the most powerful form of marriage, where you bring together those seemingly opposing forces together in harmony. And it got me to thinking a couple of things. So one of the things that it got me to think about is my relationship. And so you can kind of use working with these energies to really take you to get into more of a place of right relationship, which I think is probably one of the biggest learnings that we are constantly going through here on earth, is how do we get everything into a right relationship? And that is within us and also outside of us as well. And one of the things that I've been really banging on about in everything that I'm teaching recently is centering, and this use of the awareness of how the breath moves inside of us to harmonize these seemingly separate and opposing energies within us. So microcosmic orbit is all about regathering back together and harmonizing the yang and the yin energy inside of you, the masculine and the feminine. And we use that on Friday night along with another breathing practice. And I will record a video later to guide you into these practices, because they were really powerful and potent. And so thinking about right relationship, and so this unicorn and this lion got me to thinking about, how I relate to others. And I am very unicorn in my approach. I always have been very unicorn, always about finding harmony and balance, leaning very much towards freedom and play and creativity and magic. But what has been happening for me recently is the more that I have, and I don't really know why this is, I think it's been a process over a number of years of having allowed motherhood to really blow me apart to smithereens, is then I've been finding my way back to my centre, and it's been a new centre that I've arrived at recently. And I've brought so much time and patience to working in my own inner earth, like getting down into my body, my bones, but also going down into my shadow. I've been doing so much shadow work, and that's not over, that's going to continue. Just lost my thread. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so then, because now I've done all this work down in the depths, I've recently started coming back up more towards the kind of lighter side of things, and really leaning to my unicorn energy. And so I was thinking and feeling over this weekend, because we have this sort of like window now, Saturday to Thursday. It's like, I feel like what I'm being drawn to, and you might feel it as well, is to really like, and I was guiding the circle through this on Friday, is to really feel the energy that's at play and then choose the right balance for you. So embody the threads of the different energies that we are being open to, because everything that happens up out there will happen within you to a certain degree, whether you do it from a place of consciousness or you're unconscious about it. And consciousness just means you're aware of it, so you work with it with awareness, and then you have so much more kind of power with that. So thinking about the unicorn and the lion, for me, it's been like, actually, I have lion. I strongly have lion. I'm brave and courageous. I really love the solar energy. And really only up until becoming a mother, I was probably mostly operating from my masculine energetic side. And it's only really becoming a mother and starting the practice of flow yoga that has opened up my more feminine side. So I have lion, but I have unicorn too. And so where we're going together at the moment as we move into this age of Aquarius is to a place of unity consciousness and oneness, where we are aware of ourselves, we're centered in our own energy, but we can also be aware of other, and we can reach out to one another from a coherent inner sanctuary where our breath is in harmony, our nervous system is in rest, and we can support one another from that place. And so I've lost my thread again. Where was I going with this? And try and bring myself back. I've gone off on a tangent. So the breathing, the microcosmic orbit, has been really important. And the opening to my feminine side has been really important. So now the place that I'm operating from is this awareness and knowing that I have both unicorn and lion inside of me, and they will come to the forefront a little more, in certain tasks and aspects and parts of my life. But the more, that's where I was, the more that you open yourself to the different energies, and you just maybe pull in, or you allow in, or you welcome in the thread that's right for you of that energy, then when you meet another, and that might be someone that you love dearly in your life that's really important to you, and if they have more of that energy, then that little piece of the energy that is the same will be able to relate, and we'll meet that person from a place of empathy and acceptance, possibly not fully understanding, because we're all got different perspectives, and that's one of the beautiful things about this human experience. But what I feel within me is that now my lion can reach out to another that's more in their lion, that's more like, in that forceful kind of control and wants to change things, that bit of line in me can notice that in the other and say that, yeah, I totally can accept that within you, and I want to work with you to find the harmonious way forwards together. And so that's kind of where I've landed at this morning, having thought about all these different threads and all these different energies and all of this practice of centering that I've been kind of working towards so strongly, mostly over the last 3 years, I would say, since 2020. Has been to now know that I've kind of expanded my consciousness now so much, and I feel so vast and spacious, but I've got these little bits of lots of things inside of me. And that's also what we're kind of being offered as well, with this star, the Eagle Star. So my amazing comrade Louise from Spiral Bright Insight, she posted today that there is a conjunction with a star, and it's to do with the eagle. And the eagle has that like big perspective, you know, it like overseas, it can soar so high and really pull outwardly from the center to see everything that's going on. And then when you think about what is beyond the eagle, is actually the dove. And so when the eagle transforms into the dove, it's from that place of unity, because the dove is a symbol for unity and peace. So where we're being taken is into unity consciousness, into oneness, but from a place of absolute centeredness and absolute groundedness in your own center. Because also what's happening at the moment is that Pluto, the sign on the edges of the planet on the edge of our solar system, has come out of Capricorn into Aquarius. It's going to go back and forth one more time this year. But Pluto is the planet connected to our root. Capricorn, that constellation, is all about the root. And also so is Aquarius. So we're not only rerouting, we're like, you know, the old way hasn't been working, so we're rerouting together to this new reality. But the only way that we will be able to do that and feel coherent and feel kind of safe and well there is if we come to the roots, we embody the roots, and we really work in the body. Like, this is what we have, this vessel, and just coming down to your roots, to your hips, to your belly, to your low back, sending those roots from your belly down through your legs to your roots, your 10 toes, and just working in your body as much as you can is like completely essential. So I think that's mainly what I was going to share, is this kind of seemingly opposing energies are shining in the sky at the moment, unicorn and the lion, and we're being invited to find that inner harmony with those inside of us, and know that that tiny little piece of, you know, if you're more lion, that tiny little piece of unicorn that you just open your awareness to and you see from this other perspective will make your life so much more harmonious, because you won't be walking down this path of righteousness and being like, I'm right and you're wrong, because that's not where we're going. We're going into the field, which, as Rumi describes, is a place beyond wrongdoing and right doing. And it's a beautiful place there. I spend a lot of time there with my feet, though, on the ground. I think that's all I was going to say, really. There might have been, I mean, there's loads more I could say, but I'll leave it there for now. If this sparks any thoughts in you, please let me know. I've just come on today, like, with sea hair and very tired and bleary-eyed, because I've been doing my service work this weekend. But I'm so grateful. If you have journeyed with me over the last 72 hours or beyond that, I'm so grateful to you. And yeah, let me know what you think of this. Big love.